Okay, good morning, good evening, everyone. This is the kubeadm office hour meeting. Today is the 30th of October, and just a quick reminder that this meeting is ruled by the CNCF Code of Conduct. So please behave yourself. And I start sharing the screen so we can have a look to the agenda. So. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So, okay, so please add your name to the agenda. And we have a pretty light agenda. So let's check if we have a new participant. We have Pavan. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. So I'm Pavan. Previously, I was working with VMware. Right now, working with NetApp, and I've been doing some work on kubeadm, setting up clusters. So that is what interested me to join this meeting.
Thank you for introducing yourself. Happy to have you here. Feel free to ask questions, add your point to the agenda, and we are looking forward to your contribution or your issue. So let's move on.
Sure.
I have 2 points in agenda. The first one is a thing that I want to discuss with you. So it is the result of some tests in cluster API. Where basically we discovered that kubeadm join minus control plane is failing due to a timeout that happens when why basically etcd is kubeadm is waiting for the new etcd member to be ready. Investigating the problem, what I discovered that kubeadm is waiting for all the etcd members to report a status. So if we assume we have a cluster with 2 nodes, we join a new one, and kubeadm, before telling that the third node is ready, just wait for the status of all the 3 nodes. And it seems that this waiting for all the nodes is a potential source of problem when we are doing join in parallel, or we are doing or we are creating new nodes or removing nodes while this one is converging. So I would like to hear your opinion about the idea to change the wait logic in kubeadm join control plane, making kubeadm wait for only the new etc member reporting status, instead of waiting for all the etcd member reporting status. Opinions?
Sorry, could you say that one more time for me? I'm spaced.
No problem. So when you join a new member, a new control plane node, at the end we have a wait loop that waits for all the etcd members to report a status. And we find some problem in this when we are doing join in parallel or putting pressure to etcd. So my idea is that why we have to wait for all the etcd member, and instead we wait only for the new member to report a status.
Well, a part of this could be solved by treating it like a stateful set, which I don't necessarily think is a bad idea, right? Like a etcd deployment or the API server, the control plane itself. If you treat it or think of it like a stateful set, it has to go 0, 1, 2. It cannot go highly in parallel. Because I don't even think etcd can really even support it. I think there's a bunch of race conditions that Lubomir found some of them, and we found some other ones. If you try to do things with too much parallel behavior. If you do 0, 1, 2, if you do 0, 1, 2 as a stateful set, do you care?
No, the problem is that we claimed to support parallel node joining.
We do?
This is also why Lubomir invested a lot of time in trying to test this. And this is also why we implemented the lock config map on the join. So yes, we do, and unfortunately we observed some flakes, and probably the real solution for the problem will be will be etcd supporting the learner mode for the joining nodes, but it is not fully yet there. So this might be something that make kubeadm more resilient to what happened on etcd. Okay, so just to try to table the discussion.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for us to try and get just the single status for that node.
Makes sense. To wait for a second. Okay, I will investigate a little bit more the issue and the report here.
So is it the behavior here that right now control plane doesn't exit, the join control plane doesn't exit until all of them join? Is that the only thing we're trying to fix?
Join control plane does not exit until all the etcd member report status okay.
I mean, that's not too terrible, I guess. The only time it gets confusing is when one node isn't joining, right? Then it prevents all the other ones from saying that they're done. But yeah.
Okay. So thank you. Let's move to the next topic. And I would like to give a status update on the kubeadm test grid. So our tests are getting better. So we are turning to green. Also, the tests that are marked with flaky is just a delay on the refresh, on the logic behind this button. So our test grid is turning in good shapes. But what I would like to discuss, we suffered some problem recently due to external reasons. So one reason was patch for core DNS, including some problems. Another reason that was a delay in availability on the artifacts in the CI/CD buckets. For both of them, we have implemented some workaround in order to get to make our test more resilient to such problems. For core DNS, we are not keeping anymore the manifest from internet, but we have a copy of the manifest that we know it works. And for the artifacts, we have some retry, waiting that the machinery publish the binary we need for our test. The problem was that while stabilizing while fixing this problem, we had a certain amount of spamming in this SIG's life cycle mailing list, and someone complained about it. So the question for this group is, do we want to create a separate distribution list for our test seniors?
So we've went through this a couple times, and I believe Chris Rousey even submitted a PR to make it easier to filter issues when they come through as, this is from TestGrid. So the answer to this is, like, if you're on the mailing list, that means that you care about these things and that you can easily filter them. So maybe an answer to this would be, here's a filter you can copy that you can apply if you don't care. Otherwise, I fear that if we have a separate list, that there will be a very limited visibility into the state of things going on. And imagine a new contributor coming on board, us going off to do other things in life, that there will be a missing set of information that is not always exposed to those folks.
Okay. Okay, I agree. So, but I wanted to check it again. So it makes sense also for new contributors. Contributors. Okay. So we have to document. Let's document how to implement filters for people who don't care. Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, last point with regards to the test is that Kinder need, which is our test tools, need some attention. First of all, we have to upgrade to the latest Kinder release, and leaked sent a PR some time ago. It is lagging. It is still pending. If you can keep up and finish this work, it will be appreciated. Otherwise, I will step in. And mostly because what we are observing is that Kind is basically re-architecting itself, and the number of things that will be not accessible from the outside is growing, and we should find a way to make our test work even if Kind is hiding its internals. And so we should start working on this in order to don't be stuck when the release date comes. So this is
okay. Yeah. I got this to a point where it was working, and I think we were just struggling with node conformance, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw you posted I just checked this because of the agenda item.
Mm-hmm.
So you left a comment 6 hours ago. Thank you. But I can come back to this and get it working.
Thank you. On the pending PR.
Lubomir mentioned that there is a lot of work in kind beyond the 051 tag, but I just checked the releases as well, and it's currently unreleased.
Yes.
So it seems like Ben's doing a lot of work there.
Yes, they are really re-architect and moving a lot of things in internal, and that means that the next rebase, so the one after yours, will be difficult, and probably we are going to fork or to have to duplicate something. At the end, we are not using so much from kind now, and we will finish up like CapD that is using only the kind base images.
Yeah.
Or something in the middle ground between now and CapD. But let's see. We are observing what is happening.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, thank you. So if there are no other topic from the group, we can move to have a quick backlog grooming.
My one question, Fabrizio, is I believe that there were things that were gutted from kind that are not necessary when using Containerd, but we are supporting the Docker builds.
So
so we need to keep that stuff.
Okay, so one of the main difference between Kinder and Kind is that we want to support Docker.
Yeah.
Because we want our test signal based on Docker.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the users use Docker.
Yeah.
So this is the reason behind this.
So we'll need to keep like the signal handling logic and do that in the event that the image is a Docker image.
Yes, unless team you consider that supporting Docker is not, so supporting Docker in Kubernetes test signal is not anymore a priority, and we can rely on the CRI abstraction.
I wish we could. I don't think you can. I think you need to have an implementation. That's the default. And the default still for the community is Docker for the most part.
Okay.
We do need to update to the later versions, but other than that, there's no way around it really. You need to pick an implementation and have CI signal for it.
Okay. We still need Docker.
Cool.
Thank you. So last call for item before moving on to the grooming. Let's move to the grooming. So issues. So this one we discussed 1 week ago, and I'm assigned and I have to work on it. Okay, there is a new one from Chuck. Okay, this is a stress test, and 5%, okay, 5% over 200 filed during Kubernetes Mini. There were logs indicated. Kubernetes Mini started, but then they hung forever. And the process, there were no logs and no timeout whatsoever. Okay, so we need more logging, and probably they didn't have a chance to provide it. So let's leave it open for some more time, and hopefully we will get some more details about this. Unwanted console output in version getter API. Okay, this is a cleanup that I remember now. This is a cleanup I discussed with Ed Bartosz, and basically as part of the work he's doing for the machine readable output, I asked him to try to remove all the print statement that we have deep in our call tree, and have all the print statement only in the first layer of our program, so the backend will be clean. And he created an issue, and I see that a new contributor is working on it, so fine for this one. Okay, stop calling being sleep during upgrade. Okay, this is a good point raised from Lubomir. We are using BSleep for the pre-pull demon sets, and this won't be possible anymore when the project goes to distroless container for all the components. And I see that Yassine is assigned. Yassine.
Yeah, I'll be taking care of this.
Okay, just for curiosity, how do you think to fix this?
Well, I was thinking maybe have some init containers, because it would allow us to split between like what we are running and what we need to do at startup. But I would also sync with Lubomir to see if he had already plans for this.
Okay, just only one comment from me about this. One interesting thing about Prepool now is that it works in the initial stage of the upgrade. So if it fails, it fails fast without screwing up your cluster. And the second is that it works on all the nodes, and then this it is really important when you are installing locally built images. So those two behaviors should be preserved.
Okay.
I will comment on the issue. So if we can. Okay, let's move this part. Last one. Okay, an issue for Alex, and basically it seems that environment variables are not forwarded to the kube proxy daemon set, which is something that I feel kind of weird as a request. Because does it make sense to push the local environment variable to a daemon set that runs on all the nodes?
That's probably something that should be configured under the kube proxy configuration or something. Or perhaps, I mean, this is doable as a customized patch, maybe?
Okay, I will read the thread and comment later. So If you want, we can start on backlog grooming on OpenPRs, or we can have half an hour back to our times. Up to you. Team preferences. Yassine?
I'm fine with backlog grooming.
I'm going to take the opportunity to drop. I have to take a break. Thank you all.
Ailey, thank you. So,
I'll get the kind stuff up.
Thank you very much. So I think that we can keep this short and have a quick look on the PR about the change on the APIs. So which are important. So let's have a sync on those PRs. And I think that there are 2 or 3 PRs. One is this one. The other is this one. And I guess that's also.
Yeah, maybe you can filter by API by kind API change.
It was. Not sure it worked pretty well. But they are these 2 ones, so. Okay, this one is Pierre from Ross. It's a big one. Let's just move here. And see if there are some relevant pending comment. It is too big to do this way. Let's look at the comments here. So most of comments were already addressed. Okay, some detail for test. Okay, it seems to me that there are no blocker and the PR is proceeding. There are some tests to be fixed, but this work is.
Yeah, for this one, last time that I saw it, it seems good to go.
Yes, we also agreed to adopt a new convention for the package name, and let's see if it was already done. Okay, we are switching. We are removing the beta version from the package name. So from now on, changing the whenever we will switch a release, this will be easier, and the number of change will be much lower than this PR. So this one was easy. Okay, this one is built on top of the latest one. We have to look only at the last comment, and I think that the most important type is types. So one of the side effects of adding object meta to cluster configuration is that we are removing cluster name I'm fine with the change, but as usual, this change will bug all the API consumers.
Yeah. Also, conversion-wise, do we have something to convert? And like, if we want to be conservative in terms of API backward compatibility, I think that we need to be able to convert back between beta 2 and beta 3.
Oh, I saw the conversion implemented, so it seems that it is already there.
No, perfect.
Okay, so yeah, this is a nice one. And yeah, I think that we can close this today here and have some time back.
Sure.
So thank you, everyone, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.